So welcome back to another episode, and with Rob being here for the afternoon, we thought we'd do a Resident Evil chat. And we're going to talk about Resident Evil 1 to 7.
Yes.
No, not any of the offshoot games. We'll mention Zero here. We like Zero.
Yes.
And we like the Revelation series. And
very much.
There's a lot of other offshoot games. But we're just gonna talk about 1 to 7, our memories, our experiences, and what we kind of think of everyone.
Well, yeah, we're going to keep it simple.
Yeah, very simple. And you're going to start off because it's really your family that introduced me to the first game, and this is the director's cut, not the original big box version.
Now, let's also get into this because it was my brother that introduced both of us.
Yes.
Now, I didn't actually play Resident Evil 1 at the time. My brother played it, and he was obsessed with it, and he got all the way up to Tyrant and had no bullets and had to start over. Oh, yeah. And yet he was the kind of guy, he started from scratch, and then he conserved ammo, like, insanely. So when he finally got there again, he's boom, 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 down.
Yeah, you can't have to learn that the first time. You have to experience that way. You have to fail to win.
Yeah.
You know what? And so I would come over back then, and I was watching him play it, and I was like, I wasn't really down with the game. I liked the idea of the game. Yeah. I liked the world, the setting in this mansion. I thought that was really interesting. The zombies and the music and all that, but I wasn't down with how hard it was. Oh, I gotta say, I was like, holy shit!
Yes, Capcom have always been very well known for the difficulty
of some games,
of their game series. This being one of them.
This one
very much. Oh my lord!
Yeah, and there's a brand new like we hadn't seen a game like this, not like this, and so I'm playing it, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like survival horror is like,
yeah. What do you mean I can't just constantly blast bullets at everything and just kill it all? Like that was gaming back then until these guys showed up and went, no. Guess what? No. Yeah. You're in trouble now because you got no bullets.
Yeah, and it was the horror aspect of this game was so creepy, and the voice acting was so surreal.
What is that?
I'll go and check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall in case of an emergency.
Chris? Take care.
Master the unlocking. I mean, that characters would move like this, and it's classic though. And looking back now, it's like, wow, look at all the damn movies. Look at where this series has gone. I'm not saying the movies are good. I'm not meaning that, but I'm saying.
I'm glad you mentioned it, not me.
Yeah, I'm just saying how far this series exploded.
Oh, how
after this game,
deep-rooted into pop culture it became.
Yeah,
because this was like my first experience with survival horror of any kind.
Yes.
The next taste for me would have come from Silent Hill, which is a completely different flavor.
Yeah.
Because this was survival horror, whereas Silent Hill I see more as psychological horror. So this was the progenitor of all of it.
It was, and I want to say, so I'm going to say for the record, I wasn't a fan of the game in that I wasn't very good at it. I didn't quite get it.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to say this, because they're right here, and we're going to talk about all these games at the same time. There was a remake of this game that I enjoyed quite a lot.
Yes.
And that is on the GameCube, Resident Evil here.
This is the way that I played through it.
This is the way that I played through it, too. Exactly. And I got a little thing to say. I first played this game with the Wavebird on the GameCube. And it was so cool because I know that for a lot of people out there, they're like, what? The Wavebird was a wireless controller. It was one of the first wireless controllers. So my GameCube is sitting over here, and I'm like, there's no wires? And I'm playing this horror game. I was playing in this room at the time,
Jesus.
and all the lights were off, and it was really yes. I used to have the couch here, and it was so creepy and so perfect. I remember the lightning kicking in and going, "Oh my god!" And it looked photorealistic at the time.
It did.
It looked really good. What was your experience with this game?
It was spectacular because by the time this came out, I had played 2, I'd played Code Veronica, I'd played 3, I'd played a bunch of them, right? But I finally went back and played through 1.
Yes.
I couldn't believe the graphics. I could not. I kept looking at it going, this is not possible. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, the game
How
was
can
rocking,
this look so goddamn good?
Yeah.
And that it had the same story. They did change the voice acting. Very good thing. They made it a lot more serious. They really brought the creepy into this. And so my experience with this was very similar to my first time playing Resident Evil 2. I really got that fear, that clench, that I got pulled in.
Yeah, we're going to get to Resident Evil 2 in a second. Yeah. We also have to mention the Origins collection here. This is on the PS4 and on obviously every other system as well. This is an unbelievable way. Have you played it?
No.
Oh my God!
I've been on the fence about this for quite a long time because I've never fully played Zero either.
Okay, yeah.
Because I got really the swapping, and then this guy's getting hit, and then this guy's getting hit, and then this. And I was like, oh my God.
Zero bugged me for that reason.
Yeah,
I had to switch the characters all. I don't like doing that. I just want to play as one character type of thing. Yeah. But this, I honestly, you can get this on the cheap. I think it's like $29. Okay. Pick it up. They've enhanced the graphics even more.
Oh, you kidding me?
It's brilliant. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay. This is the best way to play Resident Evil 1.
Twist that rubber arm. I'm gonna have to go buy it.
Yeah, no, I recommend this for everybody out there's on the fence. Get it. I sat and played it in one weekend. I was like, God damn, Kim was sitting watching me, and she's like, this is great. I'm like, yeah, so much fun. Now, here's a game we've never talked about before.
Oh my gosh, and we certainly haven't beat this dead horse until it's pulp.
I know, so we'll be very light on this one, and that is Resident Evil 2, because we've done reviews on it, we've talked about it so much. We love this game. I remember, so going from the first game, which was survival horror, I remember seeing this in EB Games with Satan, and we were looking up at it on a screen, on a monitor.
Yeah, the preview trailer.
Yeah.
They used to do those little loops.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what I was enjoying about this one compared to the first one, it seemed more arcadey, a little bit more accessible for a person like myself.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at it, and I just saw it like, you were in the sewers and you're fighting the creatures. And I remember, like, I did this. I was just like, oh my God. I just like, look at this. I remember doing that to him. Yeah. The hand at the shoulder. I was like saying, I never do things like that. I was just like, I needed a moment. It was like such a big deal.
Support me. I'm about to pass out.
I was like, it was a moment.
Yeah.
It was a moment. You hadn't seen that before. And I was like, oh my God, compared to the first game. And so the first game was a good introduction.
Oh, yes.
And that's one that we came back to. But Resident Evil 2, my God almighty.
I did eventually go back and play the PS1 version of the first one.
Yes.
Just for completeness' sake, back when I was young and had time for all that kind of crap. And it was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Resident Evil 2, it kicked it up in every way it needed to.
It was wonderful. So wonderful. We've already talked about it so much, but another thing I'll show is the GameCube version. That's another version that we got. Boop, boop. This is a nice version of it as well. I really enjoyed playing this on the GameCube, and I had component video cables hooked up to the Sony Wega back in the day.
Mildly enhanced graphics, not like the jump they made for the GameCube version of Resident Evil 1.
But if you were a fan of Resident Evil back then, Resident Evil 2, you bought this. You just did. You didn't ask questions. You just got it. You got it. I love this. And obviously, we've talked about the remake. The remake is fantastic. Like, oh my God. So we'll say something about the remake. We got to talk about this one story because we got to put it into something. So Rob comes over for lunch one day, and I'm playing the Resident Evil remake, and he's like, "Oh, I'm playing Claire." Oh. Yeah, and I'm playing Leon. So I'm. At this point, down. So spoilers, okay? The spoilers. I'm just showing some spoilers. We had to solve this puzzle in the prison, and so I got all the swipe cards and all this stuff, and so by getting all of that, it opens all the prison doors, and so all the zombies come out. So there's a lot of zombies, right? And then so I got to run through them, which is a daunting task to begin with. But then Mr. X shows up and is walking in the middle of them. So
through the zombies, slamming them into walls.
Right. So there's a hallway.
No pressure.
There's a hallway. All the zombies are coming out, and Mr. X is walking through. And all you can do is go forward. There's nowhere to run in the back. And so I put the control down, put on pause. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And so
I said, hey, let me do it.
He said,
I can deke him.
Yeah, no. I
can deke him.
No. You said this was what you said at first. You said, let me do it. I think I can do it. And I said, well, how are you gonna do it? You said, I'm gonna deke him. I'm like, what?
I can deke him.
I can deke him. I said, how are you gonna do that? You're like,
I can deke him.
You can do it.
Just let me do it.
I'm like, so over the years, I have gained trust with Rob and his video gaming abilities. So I passed over the controller, which I would never do to anybody. I'm like, here you go. And he starts playing it.
And I ran directly face forward, and a group of zombies tripped me up, and Mr. X slammed my face into a wall. And then he took the controller back and he deked him and got out of the room.
Yeah, and I'm like, I said, oh, I'll deke him, eh? I'll deke him. That was the joke that happened.
I deked him pretty good.
That was funny. That was a classic.
That was such a classic us moment.
Yeah, that was a funny. And okay, just to know what we're really like, we're playing and we're trying to get rid of Mr. X to before this.
Yes.
And we're like running around and all of a sudden.
Well, because you told me you'd been running in circles up and down the stairs in the main foyer, trying to get away from him for ages.
Well, yeah.
He kept following
I
you.
wasn't reading anything online. I wanted to do it my way. It was just not working. But then, so I get out of there and I get away from him. I'm like, oh, good. And I'm running down this hallway and he comes through the wall.
Yes.
And the thing, so here's the thing. I scream like a little girl. I went, ah! And then he goes, ah! We were like, we had a moment like, and that's how good the game is.
Yes. You actually paused it for a second when that happened too, put it down, and we both sat there going,
holy shit. This game is freaky, man.
Like, he used to run through doors in the original version, but I mean,
there's
wall opened up.
Yeah, well, he did that in the other one as well. But no, it was surprising how you're not safe in the remake. And I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, no. Good luck with them puzzles, pal.
Yeah.
You got somebody over your shoulder going,
because the puzzles are fine. It's just that the constant being chased or there's somebody always there, and there's always zombies. There's always zombies. You're never coming back around. It's like, oh, there's another goddamn zombie back. Yep. You know, there's always that kind of thing.
Which is what made it so funny for me when I saw that one animated GIF of Mr. X walking through the library towards, and then Claire pulled out a rocket launcher,
nope.
and he goes, nope, and he just turns around and walks away the exact same way he came in at the same speed. He suddenly just 180 and walks away.
And I think it says it's Mr. X. Nope.
Yeah, it just goes nope, and then he just walks.
Yeah.
And then puts it down. He starts coming back up, brings up the rocket launcher, walks back down.
Isn't that an automatic thing because it detects that you have the rocket launcher? It's like, I ain't messing with him. I'm gone. Yeah, type of thing. Anyways, enough about remake. That's so good. Here's a game that we have never talked about before. Isn't this fascinating? This is crazy.
This is, especially for being this game.
Yes. Resident Evil 3. Well, this is the long forgotten one in the entire series.
Isn't it?
It is. And this is the one that has to have a remake next. Without question. Let's talk about this. What is your experiences with this?
It came out, and the explanation that it was sort of, it's not exactly 3. It was kind of like a 2.5.
2.5,
because it's Jill Valentine in Raccoon City during the events of Part 2.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and I mean, had they had the crazy technology of now, you would have seen the characters from 2 crossing paths with Jill throughout the city, I'm sure. But they didn't. But it was basically the same time frame. But so good. I loved it.
Yeah. What I want to say about it is I found it way easier than 2.
Oh God, yes.
Because you almost start with like an M16 if I remember right. I remember, and you just have like so much ammo. I don't know, but it was the difficulty I was playing on. I can't remember. This is like 1999, I think. Yeah. Which is 20 years ago. We were just doing this off memory. And I just remember just going through the city, just kicking ass. And I remember I finished the game so fast. Yeah. I was like,
Wait, that's it?
Yeah, I was so like, and I paid full price, and I was like, back then it was expensive.
Oh yeah,
like super expensive. I liked the game, but it didn't have the same kind of impact that 2 did. It felt like a little bit more of an extension, as you said.
It felt like a guide and a side story.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it deserved full sequel status, but at the same time, anything to get more Resident Evil at the time was amazing.
That's great. We liked the game, even though I felt like a bit ripped off about it. I still loved it because it was Resident Evil 3.
And look, I mean, with the outfit she was wearing at the time, being a young guy, single as humanly possible, I was very happy. Very happy.
Yeah, we were very happy
to watch her run around.
Yeah, we were not unhappy
in that wonderful little skirt and tube top.
And with the M16.
Yes,
pretty damn rad.
Absolutely.
And then years later, I just want to say, or I think just a little bit later, I was able to get this. This is, if you see the price tag on here, it's because I got this from Willow Video Games. This is sealed. This is Resident Evil 3 on the GameCube. And so, thank you for the big sticker on there, just so I know how much it's priced at, and how I can never get it off. But I appreciate that.
I can get that off.
Oh, you're not touching nothing.
I can deke it.
I can deke That ain't happening. Another thing to talk about is that is that I was sorting out a bunch of months ago in my closets here. I got so much like memorabilia and stuff and old crap and stuff from the olden days, and I was like, Oh my God, I forgot I had all of it. And I pulled it out and I put a picture up on Instagram. I'll put a picture up for you guys here of my full Resident Evil 3 display standee from 1999. And I was lucky that our friend Satan, his name's Aaron, he got it from like an EB Games or something.
Yep.
And he was moving away and he gave it to me.
Yes.
And I had no place to put it and I kept it.
Yep.
And I have all the pieces and I'm like, oh, thank God. This is a part of history now.
Yes.
It's nice to have.
See,
Yeah.
I had one as well. But back in the day, in Delta, had nowhere to put it.
No.
So what did I do?
No. What'd you do?
I cut the Jill off of it and put her on my wall.
I'm seeing a certain fascination going on here. Oh my! Oh, so you got rid of the other parts?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
you're
I think my parents recycled it when I wasn't looking.
Oh, I'd like to recycle them.
And then the rest of the Jill got one of my moves disappeared as well.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
It had nothing to do with wear and tear.
Yeah, it's nothing.
At all.
Not under the bed right now by any means at all. At all. Oh my
You
God!
swore you wouldn't tell.
I had to tell.
You told.
But so you have nothing of that.
I have nothing left of that.
I feel really honored to have that. I feel really lucky to have it. It's still here. It's right behind the TV. Can see it.
My only solace is that I still have the Final Fantasy 12 one with the judge guy with the two swords.
I like that though.
I've got that one.
Well, I'll take it off your hands if you don't want it.
If I can dig it out of the basement.
Oh, I'll take it.
But I've got that one,
yeah.
and I've still got my Mega Man Legends.
Yes, Legendary Christmas, that one. That's for sure. Let's move on.
Moving on
to a certain game here. Resident Evil 4. Now, this is on the GameCube. Remember this? Where does it say? Oh, yes.
And it was one of the first games that allowed you to use the component video cable.
That was a nice one. Yeah. No, this was a beautiful looking game. Oh, you mean the progressive scan you're talking about. Yeah, this was... I gotta say, I really, really liked this game, and I found it very difficult. At the time, it took me to the ends of the earth and back again. But I finished the game, and I absolutely adore it. I think some people adore this game more than, say, Resident Evil 2. This is out there for debate. I personally, because it's nostalgia, I like 2 better. But that's nostalgia. But I think Resident Evil 4 is a better playing game, much more open world game. Some of the puzzles are a little bit more intriguing. And I like the challenge of it a little bit more. What do you have to say?
I want to put that warning back up because people might not like this.
What are you going to say?
He's alright.
What?
There's no zombies. It's all these split-headed parasite things. That's not Resident Evil.
Well, it is.
It's not Resident Evil.
It is.
It's not Resident Evil.
It is.
It's a bunch of parasites. It's little eggs that get laid in someone's chest and then their head explodes and there's all these tentacles. That's not Resident Evil. I'm sorry. Escort mission.
I don't like escort missions.
Escort mission. This is an escort mission.
No, near the end.
Most of the games are not an escort mission.
No, near the end, more of an escort mission.
And I just, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. The gameplay. I also, on the GameCube, when it came to the Wii, I was able to use the Wiimote to point to shoot. That's when it was playable to me. He moved so slow when you were trying to aim that gun that you were like bringing your gun up and you got like 5 guys all like tentacle stabbing you because they're not friggin' zombies, and you're just like, I'm gonna shoot you. Give me a minute, and I'm dead. I couldn't play it.
All I was saying is I prefer 2 over it because I'm a big fan of 2. But I like 4. 4's great.
Didn't like it.
Oh, dude, I watched one of my friends the other night do a speed run of it, and I loved it. I just going back and watching him play, I was like, oh god, yeah. There's so much in this game.
That you could suplex guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, the roundhouse kick and all.
You could boom.
Yeah,
that was awesome. But turning it into these parasites and the whole, I didn't have the feels for it.
What a hater you are.
Did not like it.
What a hater. So I guess you didn't pick up it on 4.
Did not care for it.
On PS4, no.
No, I did not. No, I did not. It was very nay-nay.
Wow.
Not my thing.
Wow.
Did not care for it.
We're going to get to one that we agree on in a second.
Although, before I shaved, I kind of looked like that creepy bastard with the beard going on.
Oh, you're talking about this guy in the back? Yeah, right. Yeah. I honestly, I thought the bad guys were interesting. I liked the cult aspect. I thought it was a bit of a different take on the whole, survival horror thing.
Now, see, the other thing is, since I didn't play Zero either, I don't know if some of the things with the weird eggs that were in Zero relate to something in this or not. I don't know if the lore connects, but to me, the lore to this doesn't connect to any of the other games, so I'm kind of like...
But it does, though. It's all related.
Leon's there.
No, it's all related. Did you finish this game?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Did not care for it.
Anyways, Next up, I have my 360 version over there. I should have brought it over. But we got to talk about Resident Evil 5. I originally played it on the Xbox 360.
Yep.
What did you think?
I haven't even finished. I got 2 missions in.
I finished it.
And I couldn't. It was run and gun.
Okay, so you bring up a very good point. The thing that disappoints me in this game more than anything is in the advertisements for the game, when they were showing the trailers at E3 and stuff like that, they were showing, the characters out in the sun for the first time.
Yeah.
And it was all bright outside, and it was like, and I thought they were going to use, and I think they said it, they're going to use light, like they use darkness. So I was like, oh my God, so maybe you're out in the desert and you can't see, and I was like, oh, wow, they're really, this is going to be really fascinating. And then when I started playing it, I wasn't scared once in this game. And I think at this point we should be scared in a Resident Evil game. I believe real fear.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's like, oh no, got the gun, shooting. Even in Resident Evil 3, there were some little moments there, type of thing. Yep. But Resident Evil 5 was just a run and gun, like just just arcadey shooting things.
Yeah.
And I found it was over very fast, and I'm like, oh. And I just very non-lasting appeal in my mind.
I liked the idea of a 2-player co-op, but when I tried to play it, my wife and I tried to play it, instead of doing side-by-side split screen, it kept the aspect ratio and put a little tiny screen up here, a little tiny screen down here in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
And it was almost, in the size of the TV we had at the time, we were just, what's going on? What's going on there? I can't see it. What's going on? So we and if you play single player, the AI, a zombie looks at you funny and she's spraying you with first aid spray and you're like, dude, the healing, come on!
Right, too easy.
Come on! Well, no, not too easy. She ran through all your healing stuff in the first 3 seconds, then you died.
I found it very simple.
It's annoying.
I just found it, like, what I'm trying to say is a very easy to get through, very, simple, run and gun.
Too arcadey.
Too arcadey.
Shooty.
It was just like, and I was starting to, I think this goes into the next game and it kind of explains where we're at. You can explain for yourself, but I'll say for me, my love of Resident Evil was starting to fade a little bit with 5. I was like, oh, Capcom is going this direction. They're dumbing it down. They're making it something that, I kept thinking back to 2. I'm like, that was so good. What has happened?
Yeah.
And so, here's my thing that I admit. I have it here, Resident Evil 6. I have it as well on other systems prior it came out to it. It came out on. But I am going to admit, I've never played this game. And I haven't because all the reviews were so bad at the time. And I want to say for the record, I am going to play this game. This game is going to happen when I get some free time. This is something I have to experience.
Well, then can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Can I join you? Because I've never played it either.
So me and Robert talked about this. Yeah, we have not played 6.
Nope.
We are big Resident Evil fans. It seems that we're not that big of Resident Evil fans. We haven't played 6. It's ridiculous.
Well, I'm hating on half the series in this. Look at me.
We feel
terrible.
Well,
I feel bad.
No,
but,
you didn't care for Resident Evil 4 the same way, and 5 is so whatever.
5 is
that's
not,
okay. It's okay to feel that way and all that. But so we don't have an opinion on 6. What do you guys think of 6? I really want to hear down below because
I'd like to know.
I'd like to know.
I don't know anything about it.
Everybody said it was such a departure, and I'm like, no, I don't want any more departures.
We've had enough departures.
Let's get back to where we started.
Go back. We screwed it all up. Go back to the beginning.
And I think this is the thing. The reason why I went off so much about the Resident Evil remake and we talked about because it's so good is because it really brings it back.
Yes.
And that's why we're so thrilled about it.
We need.
Yes, what we need. And so we'll just get into the last game in this series. And what are your thoughts on this one? Resident Evil 7.
Blew my mind.
I really like this, but it was over too quick.
Yes. Oh my. Was it?
I did I did a first thoughts video on it, and I was like, I forget how many hours, and not very many. And I was like, guys, I'm loving this. I'm at, this part or something. And then somebody in the comments is like, don't tell him he's only got 2 hours to go. And I'm like,
oh.
And I was like, I read that comment. I'm like, no. And then 2 hours later, I'm like, yeah.
Ouch.
But for what
bit.
exists here, it's really, really
So
good.
well done.
I really enjoyed it. The thing is with the remake, okay, I just gotta say this. With 7, I was like, okay, Capcom's trying to capture survival horror again.
Yes.
After, I'm just going to say 5 because I haven't played 6.
Yeah.
They're going back to their roots. And I applauded that. I promoted that because that's a good thing. But it was the remake that made me go, you know what? I want to be able to see my character on the screen the same.
Yeah.
You know what? And because I didn't think Capcom had it in them to make a remake like they did with the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yes.
Not at all.
Resident Evil 7. I was one of the many who were absolutely destroyed by PT being canceled by Konami.
Yeah.
And this scratched that itch.
Yeah,
Because it was that first-person view that they had in the PT demo, and it did a lot of that, but it gave it the Resident Evil flavor, and it did feel like it was bringing back survival horror.
Yeah, so you had to applaud it, right?
So for all that, I had to give it the yes.
You had to.
Beautiful, excellent effort, good hustle, very nice appetizer.
Yeah.
For the Resident Evil 2 remake. Which, the longer I waited for the Resident Evil 2 remake, actually, my hype started kind of,
Totally. I didn't trust them.
Exactly. And then it started doing this, and then I saw that it was 7 and started doing this, and then Capcom just started really just knocking things out of the park left and right, and my brain just went... And then Mega Man 11 came out, and I almost died.
Yeah.
And then that Resident Evil 2 remake that's come out has me just, like, in tears.
Yeah, we keep going back to the Resident Evil 2 remake because I think that is the perfect Resident Evil. If they do a number 8, do it like that.
Yes,
like
please.
Like that.
That is what we need.
But I'll say this much, is that I did play the VR on this.
Yeah?
Did you play the VR?
You let me try the demo in VR.
Oh, that's just when he's just sitting in that room.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's different than playing the game.
I can imagine.
I'll say this much. I liked playing in VR, but it gave me the VR sweat where you start feeling a little ill.
Claustrophobic and stuff?
It's not claustrophobic. It's kind of like it's the motion sickness. Because the environments and everything look incredible. And the monsters, I had screaming moments in that game in VR that are horrific. You know, I felt like E.T. I was like screaming like that. It was like fucking nuts.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Ouch.
Like there's like, I'm going through in VR and the door, I open the door and there's a fucking creature there. And I'm screaming at my, I don't know where I'm looking at. I'm like, ah. Being in VR is really strange, but it's an interesting experience for anybody who has a tougher stomach than me. I think some people have really enjoyed it from what I've read online from comments on the channel that they've enjoyed it and all that. So, but overall, I like Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 7 was very
good.
good.
Resident Evil 7 was good. But over too fast.
Yes.
But still. So it's kind of interesting. It's fascinating. Number 1 was kind of like, Number 2 was like, yeah.
The business.
Was the business. Number 3 was like, oh yeah, more of the same, which is okay. Not directly, not a big number 3. Number 4 really divides me and you. I really liked number 4 a lot. I think there's a lot of innovation in there.
For what it was, if it was a standalone game.
Which it is?
No, if it wasn't a Resident Evil.
Oh, you mean in its own thing?
If it was just its own thing. Awesome game.
Yeah.
Awesome game. All of it's awesome.
But really?
But as a Resident Evil, it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil to me. It doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
Doesn't work.
Why would you need the zombie? You need a zombie.
And it has to be zombies, not these weird egg parasites. It doesn't fit the lore on any of the rest of it.
Yeah.
No mentions of Umbrella. No mentions of Raccoon City.
There is. I think there is at the end.
At the end. At the end.
Well, yeah, that's where it all ties in. That's where they bring it into the thing. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin the storyline there, but yeah, there's total. Yes, of course. All of these are. Like, I'll be honest with you. I can't keep up with the Resident Evil lore story. I mean, me and Rob have been there from the beginning, and we still can't. And there's a lot of people that can, and I applaud you.
Yeah, absolutely. The people that can, dude, keeping it real. That's awesome.
I think it's fantastic. But I
got lost somewhere along the way now, and I just go, what?
Yeah,
I remember when Claire was in the shorts. That's all I've got. I remember.
Jesus. I've enjoyed my way. 5 was the big one that I was like, I didn't like. 5 was like, oh no. 6 I can't say because I haven't played.
I haven't touched it. 7 was
good, but I got. Do you know I'm really hyped to play 6 now.
You know what you've piqued my curiosity.
We haven't played fucking 6.
You've piqued my curiosity.
How do I
even need to know what happened in 5 to play 6?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, I'm seeing Chris Redfield here, but I'm seeing Leon again here. So what is it, more head-splitting tentacle guys again?
Actually. Had to do that one. So, hey guys, what do you think of the Resident Evil series? What are the ones you liked, and what are the ones you hate? Let us know down below. This is just some of our takes. We are...
Yeah, these are my opinions.
Yeah.
This is not writ or law.
No.
This is not me trying to tell you what you can and can't enjoy. If you enjoy the ones I don't, I'm so happy for you, and I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I wish I could have that enjoyment. I do.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what I enjoyed about it, but for me it was different. But so I'm not trying to tell you not to enjoy them.
Yeah.
And don't take my word as a reason not to play them. Play them. Make your own opinion.
Yeah, this is
Maybe you can find something that will sway how I feel. Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the whole thing, is that our opinions don't mean shit. They're just our opinions. We're just an enthusiast bunch of guys having fun playing video games over here. We're not the law and order of video games.
You will do as I say, damn you, internet, because I said so.
Yeah, we have no idea. We've just played these games for
Where's
fun.
my crown?
Yeah, exactly. We've only played these games for fun over the years and all that.
God.
But anyways, enough of that. Until next time.